All right. Rawson, are you recording too?
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever Kate says, I want to get all my sister information. It's such a weird.
All right. You got 3 different angles on you. All right, Kelsey. Whenever you're ready, everybody, please pay attention.
So I'm running for our MCC publicist again this year. Yeah, okay, so a little bit introduction about me is I'm a junior and I've been actively doing theater since 7th grade. I've been a part of this company for 3 years now. And I first saw theater, was interacting with it back in 1st grade whenever my sister was in her junior high musicals, and then that Christmas was whenever I did my first play. And I'm also a current publicist. And then, next slide. Okay. So as our current publicist, I put up a little graphic of some of the different posters and logos that I've done for us this past year. I'm also, for other qualifications, I'm active in audiovisual, which is where we learn how to put together videos, edit them, edit photos, just everything related to technology. And then related to that, next year I'm actually going to be Adobe certified. That's what I'm going to do as an independent study all next year, where I'll become basically a master in everything Adobe related, which is the program that I use for all of our posters. I'm also a current officer and leader in different organizations. I was junior high VP for drama club. I'm NCL, if you know, I'm part of that. I've been on our board, one of our lead officers and people in charge of different things. I'm also in Girl Scouts, which I've done counselors work for that. I've done troop leading. Then I've also basically been the unofficial captain for tennis this past year. And then this slide is ideas that I have specifically related to publicity, which is first off a publicity crew, which is where I can teach anybody who wants to join everything related to the marketing side of theater. And that I love to teach. I love to teach about the things that I'm passionate about, and this is one of them. And plus it opens up the opportunity for a lot of people to learn and be able to do the things that I do for the company. That I want to open up for during shows and also throughout the year for anything publicity related. That people can come and go as they feel if they don't necessarily have the commitment to come and do it all the time. And then next I want to have a bigger outreach with the drama club, and I wanted to make that a more prominent feature in our company. And then part of the way I want to do a bigger outreach is mostly just spreading the word and trying to eliminate the preconception that you have to be in a theater class or you have to be in production to come to these, which you don't. It's a very good way to spread out information and get all of the information for upcoming events out into the school. And then I want more cast and student involvement with ticketing, because that was a big issue, is that we didn't have enough people to help with ticketing, and it was all basically on the officers and the directors, and occasionally we had other students come and help. And then something that I tried to start with Little Shop and that we're gonna do during Drumapalooza is sell our shirts, all our past shirts that we're gonna try to sell. And I want to start doing that more regularly, where at each show we can sell some of the shirts that we made. And then I want to keep the call board regularly updated with everything that if you let's say you missed a drama club meeting, you can go and check it out to see anything you missed. And then I want to also make sure that the slideshow that the historian will be working on is constantly updated with everything that is publicity related that they necessarily haven't put on there. I'll help them make sure that everything's updated there. And then because of AV, I have a little bit of an in with the video announcements, so we can make sure that we get everything publicity-wise, show-related out through there. And I also want to try to get more on the overhead announcements about different things that are upcoming. And then more just general officer ideas that I have is I want to bring back our officer wall that we had freshman year, which is where posters of our officers are put up outside the wall that basically tells anybody who walks by who the officers are, what their jobs are, what they're supposed to be doing. Plus then it gives anybody the opportunity to know, oh, where does my specific question for an officer can go to, who would be the best person to answer that. Then I also want more connection between the officers and the company, not just with talking and being friends, which we already have a pretty good, but that can always be better. But also with decisions, the officers make a lot of decisions, so just be able to blend a bit more with knowing for sure what is best for the company by hearing y'all's opinions about the different decisions we make. I want the officers to be a little bit more approachable, that you feel comfortable talking to us about your ideas for the company. And then I want to make officer meetings a little more consistent. We didn't really able to do all of our officer meetings this year, or some of us would forget about it, or we'd have to skip for different things. So I want to make that a little bit more consistent and a bigger deal and be more detailed in it. Which part of that is also start planning banquets sooner, which that just sometimes life gets ahead of us, and we didn't have the opportunity to get started with banquet planning as soon as I would have liked. And then maintenance and cleaning of the different areas of theater, which is something that we started this year, which I want to make a bigger deal, which gets a little hectic during shows, so I want, especially during show times, for that the offices and everybody just be able to clean all of our different places a lot more common. And then improv. I want to bring an improv troupe, which is something that a lot of our officers have been wanting to do. Like, I've been wanting this since freshman year, that we just haven't had the time. But I want to open up black box shows for improv night and different improv related things. And then something I tried to do this year is called incentives, where it's just small little lessons where you can learn about different parts of theater if you haven't learned about them, or if you can review some like back to the basics type stuff, which everyone can always use, even if we aren't very experienced. That if you want to learn something about tech related, you can do that. If you want to do work some theater related, like acting related stuff, you can do that. And it's just a way for us to go back to the basics. And then I also want to include a lot more group activities, like pool parties, movies, make going to see other shows a bigger deal, do some more fundraising, and something I want to include is volunteering, because the community comes out and supports us all the time, that we should be able to give back to them through helping them with anything related to anything. Plus, it always looks good for y'all, for like college and everything, to have volunteer hours. So I want to help y'all get into college and get a good standing with that. And then the final thing that I have is freshman tours, which is something that we had my freshman year that was great. And it's an opportunity for anybody new coming into the company to get a tour of the company and see what everything is about here and how we interact with each other in different parts of the company and the area that we live in. So, to wrap it up, vote for me. I want to be able to make this company feel loved and everybody in it, and I want to open it to the entire public so that anybody feels welcome.